The Arctic is one of the harshest environments on Earth, where temperatures can drop to life-threatening levels, and the land offers little in the way of easy food sources. For thousands of years, the Inuit have survived and thrived in these brutal conditions thanks to their unparalleled skills in seal hunting. But how do they catch these sharp-eyed, super-sensing creatures without modern technology? The answer lies in patience, precision, and a combination of ancient tools and evolving techniques. Seals are essential to Inuit life, providing everything they need to survive in the harsh Arctic environment. A single adult seal can weigh up to 300 pounds, which means one catch can feed a family for weeks. The meat is rich in protein and fat, which are necessary for staying strong and warm in freezing temperatures. To make sure nothing goes to waste, the Inuit have clever ways of preserving seal meat, such as storing it in underground ice chambers or fermenting it into a traditional dish called igunak. Beyond food, seals also provide warm and waterproof clothing. Inuit women are skilled in preparing seal skins, transforming them into parkas called amauti, thick boots called kamik, and even waterproof pants. These handmade garments are incredibly durable and much more effective than what early explorers wore. Seal bones and teeth are just as valuable, as they are shaped into knives, needles, and even hunting tools like harpoons. Since wood is scarce in the Arctic, these natural materials are essential for survival. Seal blubber is another important resource used as fuel for traditional Kudlik lamps. These small lamps provide both light and heat, keeping igloos warm even when temperatures drop to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Even the intestines of the seal have a purpose. When cleaned and dried, they become waterproof and translucent, making them useful for creating windows in summer homes. The Inuit make sure that no part of the seal goes to waste, using every bit of the animal in a way that shows deep respect for nature. Compared to modern recycling, their ability to use everything efficiently is truly impressive. Over time, Inuit hunting methods have changed, but their traditional knowledge is still just as important as ever. Many hunters today use a mix of old and new techniques, combining the wisdom of their ancestors with modern tools like rifles and snowmobiles. While technology has made some parts of the hunt easier, the skills passed down through generations, like tracking seals, reading ice conditions, and waiting patiently at breathing holes, are still essential. Without these time-tested strategies, even the best modern equipment wouldn't guarantee success. The Inuit have adapted to changing times, but their deep connection to the land and their expert hunting skills remain at the heart of their survival. Here's how the hunt unfolds, both then and now. The first step in hunting a seal is finding one, and that's much harder than it sounds. Seals spend most of their time swimming deep underwater, only surfacing for a few seconds to breathe through small holes in the ice called agluit. These breathing holes are like secret doorways to the ocean, hidden beneath layers of snow and ice. If a hunter can find one, they know a seal will eventually return to take a breath. But discovering these tiny openings in the vast Arctic landscape is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Long ago, Inuit hunters became experts at reading nature's signs to track seals. They didn't have fancy equipment, so they had to rely on sharp observation and experience. They carefully studied the direction of the wind, since wind patterns could reveal cracks in the ice where seals might be hiding. They also examined the snow, looking for small clues like tiny trails, cracks, or even bubbles trapped beneath the ice, all signs that a seal had been there. It was almost like being a detective solving a mystery, where each little detail brought them closer to their target. Inuit hunters didn't do all this alone either. They often used specially trained dogs whose powerful noses could sniff out a seal's scent, even beneath the ice. These dogs were like living radar systems, leading hunters to breathe holes that were invisible to the human eye. With the help of their furry companions and their incredible tracking skills, Inuit hunters could find seals even in the most challenging conditions. Today, some hunters use modern tools like GPS and sonar to locate seals more quickly, but many still rely on the traditional methods passed down through generations. Even with all the technology in the world, an experienced Inuit hunter doesn't need a map or a device to track a seal, just like how a grandparent might bake the perfect cake without ever needing to measure the ingredients. Their instincts, wisdom, and deep understanding of the land guide them, proving that sometimes the old ways are just as powerful as the new. Once a hunter finds a seal's breathing hole, patience becomes the most important skill. This isn't just a short wait, it can take 6 to 8 hours of complete stillness. Imagine playing a game of statue where you can't move at all, not even to scratch an itch. That's exactly what Inuit hunters must do. Seals have incredible senses. They can hear the faintest sound from over 100 feet away and smell a human long before they see one. If the hunter moves even slightly or breathes too loudly, the seal will sense danger and stay hidden underwater. To stay hidden, Inuit hunters wear sealskin clothing, which works like a natural disguise. Just like a chameleon blending into its surroundings, the sealskin helps them disappear into the icy landscape. But it's not just for camouflage. Sealskin is warm, waterproof, and masks human scent, making it even harder for seals to detect the hunter. It's almost like wearing an invisibility cloak, but instead of hiding from wizards, they're hiding from one of nature's most cautious animals. This skill takes years to master. Inuit hunters practice staying completely still from a young age, learning to control their breathing and blend into their surroundings. Even with modern technology, no tool can replace the patience and knowledge passed down through generations. In the Arctic, waiting silently is just as important as the actual hunt, because one wrong move and the seal is gone. One of the smartest tricks Inuit hunters use is called seal scratching. Instead of just sitting and hoping a seal will appear, they take a special tool, often a small stick or bone, and gently scrape the snow near the breathing hole. This creates a soft, rustling sound, much like the movements of another seal. Seals are naturally curious, and when they hear what sounds like another seal nearby, they might pop their heads up to investigate. This gives the hunter the perfect moment to strike. Think of it like this. Imagine you're at home and you suddenly hear your favorite song playing in another room. Without even thinking, you might walk over to see where it's coming from. Or picture this, you get a text from a friend saying, "Hey, there's free ice cream outside?" You'd probably rush to check it out, right? The seal reacts in the same way, thinking it might be another seal signaling something important. But instead of free ice cream, it's walking right into the hunter's carefully laid plan. This technique is incredibly effective and simple. The hunter doesn't have to move much or make noise, reducing the risk of scaring the seal away. It's a way of using nature's tricks against it, proving that Inuit hunters don't just rely on strength, they also use strategy, patience, and intelligence to outsmart their prey. In the vast frozen Arctic, where food is hard to find, this small but brilliant method can mean the difference between a successful hunt and going home empty-handed. The moment a seal pops its head above the ice, the hunter has just 2 to 3 seconds to act, about the time it takes to blink twice. If the hunter hesitates, even for a moment, the seal will dive back into the freezing water, and hours of waiting will have been wasted. This is why Inuit hunters must have quick reflexes and perfect timing. One wrong move and the opportunity is gone. To make sure the seal doesn't escape, traditional hunters use harpoons or unak, but these aren't just ordinary spears. They are carefully designed so that when they hit the seal, the tip pivots sideways, turning into an underwater anchor that prevents the seal from slipping away. The harpoon is also attached to a float made from an inflated sealskin, which bobs on the surface of the water. Even if the seal dives, the float marks its location. Basically, it's like tying a balloon to a fish so you never lose track of it. Some modern hunters use rifles, but even with a gun, hitting the right spot is crucial. If the hunter aims incorrectly, the seal will sink into the icy depths, making it impossible to retrieve. This is a high-stakes moment where everything, the hunter's patience, skill, and experience, and it all comes down to just a few heartbeats. The difference between success and failure is measured in seconds, making seal hunting one of the most demanding and precise skills in the Arctic. Hitting the seal is just the first step. Now the real challenge begins when the hunter has to pull a 200 to 300 pound animal out of the freezing water. Imagine trying to lift a soaking wet refrigerator or a full-grown black bear while standing on slippery ice. Even if the seal is injured, it won't give up easily. It will wriggle, twist, and fight to escape back into the water. If the hunter loses control, they could end up losing both their catch and their precious weapon. This is why traditional harpoons are designed with strong ropes and floating markers. The rope is securely tied to the harpoon, so even if the seal dives, the hunter can pull it back up. The sealskin floats bobs on the surface, marking the exact spot where the seal is struggling underwater. The hunter must use a mix of strength, balance, and careful technique to reel in the seal without letting it slip away. One wrong move and the heavy animal could disappear beneath the ice, taking hours of hard work with it. It's like playing the toughest game of tug of war, except instead of pulling against another person, you're battling a strong, slippery, and determined seal. The stakes couldn't be higher. Winning means food and survival, and losing means going home empty-handed. Dragging a huge, heavy seal across the ice is no small task. It's like trying to pull a giant sack of potatoes across a frozen playground. The rough, uneven surface of the ice makes it even harder, turning what should be a short trip into a backbreaking challenge. But the Inuit have found a clever solution to make the job much easier. Instead of struggling to drag the seal over bumpy ice, they pour water onto the path ahead and let it freeze. This creates a smooth, slippery surface, turning the ice into a natural slip and slide. With this trick, moving a 300-pound seal becomes much less exhausting, as the ice helps glide the heavy animal forward. It's a simple but brilliant way to use nature to their advantage. Think of it like turning a rocky dirt road into a freshly paved highway, except in this case, the highway is made entirely of ice. This small but effective trick allows hunters to conserve their energy and transport their catch over long distances without wearing themselves out. Once the seal is brought back to camp, nothing goes to waste. Every single part of the animal is used for something important. The meat is carefully prepared and either stored in underground permafrost chambers, which act like nature's freezer, or dried in the icy Arctic air to make niku, a type of seal jerky that lasts for months. The thick blubber is melted down into oil, which is used to fuel Kudlik lamps. These small lamps are so efficient that they can keep an igloo at a cozy 50 degrees Fahrenheit, even when the world outside is cold. The bones of the seal are carved into strong tools, while the tough sinew, which is the stringy fibers inside the body, that is turned into thread for sewing clothes and gear. The seal's skin is carefully stretched, dried, and transformed into ultra-durable waterproof clothing, which has kept the Inuit warm for centuries, long before modern winter coats existed. Studies show that the Inuits' ulu knives, which are crescent-shaped and perfect for butchering, are 30% more efficient than modern blades. The Inuit have mastered the art of survival by using everything nature provides. Nothing is wasted, and every part of the seal plays a role in keeping their families fed, warm, and prepared for the harsh Arctic climate. Even though modern tools like rifles, GPS, and snowmobiles have made some parts of hunting easier, Inuit hunters still depend on the knowledge and skills passed down through generations. Their ability to read the land, track animals, and survive in extreme conditions is something no technology can replace. Scientists now work closely with Inuit communities because they recognize that these hunters are true environmental experts. While satellites and machines can collect data, Inuit hunters see the changes firsthand, noticing shifts in seal migration patterns, ice thickness, and even changes in the weather long before scientists do. Their deep understanding of nature and the Arctic ecosystem helps researchers study climate change in ways that no computer ever could. By blending ancient wisdom with modern science, the Inuit continue to play a key role in protecting their land and way of life. Even with modern technology, one thing has never changed: the Inuits' deep respect for nature. They understand that the Arctic is a delicate place, and they take only what they need to survive. Instead of hunting as much as possible, they follow strict community guidelines to make sure seal populations stay healthy. This way, there will always be enough seals for future generations. The Inuit have mastered the balance between tradition and adaptation. While they now use tools like snowmobiles and rifles, their hunting techniques and respect for the land remain the same as they were thousands of years ago. By honoring their traditions while adjusting to a changing world, they ensure that their culture and way of life will continue for many generations to come. For the Inuit, hunting seals isn't just about survival. It's about tradition, innovation, and deep respect for the land. Whether waiting motionless for hours, crafting harpoons that out-engineer modern designs, or using sealskins to create high-performance clothing, their mastery of the Arctic is nothing short of extraordinary. While the tools may evolve, the core principles, patience, precision, and sustainability, all these principles remain the same. And in a world where many ancient practices fade away, Inuit seal hunting stands as a testament to the power of tradition, ingenuity, and survival. If you love this video, you'll love the next one more.